Xi Jinping appears completely shaken after Trump exposed the worst of China in a speech that put brutal pressure on the Chinese supreme leader. Trump announced the release of declassified documents and stated that intelligence agencies have discovered, since the 2020 election cycle, a Chinese operation to collect and exploit voter data.
The United States intelligence agencies learned about the compromise of electoral records in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data had been affected. Think about that. Tens of millions of data records in 18 states were bought, stolen, or obtained through hacking by China.
According to the page created by the White House, information on tens of millions of people in 18 states was bought, stolen, or obtained through digital breaches. The government also attributed to China the improper acquisition of 220 million records, including names, addresses, phone numbers, and party preferences. The accusation hit Beijing at a time when the Chinese supreme leader was trying to present China as unequal, a defender of artificial intelligence that is safe, open, and aimed at the common good.
The development and application of AI should not erode or undermine the diversity of world civilizations, nor the uniqueness of the cultures of different countries. We must shape the values of AI with the common values of humanity, and make good use of AI technologies to enhance understanding, tolerance, exchanges, and sharing among all civilizations. We must tend the garden of civilizations with great care to ensure that the beauty of each civilization is appreciated and shared.
While he spoke about global cooperation in Shanghai, Trump was exposing a very different side of the Chinese regime. Interest in data, political influence, technological dominance, and the ability to exploit another nation's internal weaknesses. Trump stated that the documents cover vulnerabilities in voting machines, election databases, voter records, and systems used in counting. The White House stated that adversaries such as China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea have the capability to compromise parts of the electoral infrastructure. The revelation about the 18 states was presented as part of a discovery made by the United States' own intelligence agencies in 2020. According to the version released by the White House, China created a unit dedicated to exploiting the files it had obtained, and the case was covered up within the intelligence community.
The documents cover 5 main areas. First, they show that over several years, starting in the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest leak of electoral data ever recorded.
Trump accused members of the agencies of downplaying the extent of the problem and preventing the public from knowing the scale of the data collection. The accusation is explosive because it doesn't just deal with an isolated breach, but with a broad database capable of mapping political habits, location, party affiliation, and personal data of millions of voters. Trump used the speech to pressure Congress to approve stricter rules for identification and proof of citizenship in voter registration. The proposal supported by the White House is stalled in the Senate. The president also stated that a review by the Department of Homeland Security found about 278,000 non-citizens registered to vote in federal elections. Beijing denied the accusation and stated that it does not interfere in United States elections. The contrast was stark.
Washington's allegations have no factual basis. Similar accusations have long been proven to be unfounded. China follows principles of non-interference. We have no interest in interfering in the US elections. In contrast, who interfered in other countries and carried out indiscriminate surveillance of governments, companies, and the general public? We urge the United States to reflect on their own behavior, stop the unwarranted defamation of China, and act in a way that is more favorable to good relations between the United States and China.
China has presented artificial intelligence as a tool for shared prosperity and common security.
In China's view, all countries should adopt a people-centered approach and develop AI in a positive way and for the good. We must ensure that AI is an important driver for shared prosperity and common security. We need to come together and join efforts to build a fair and equitable system of global AI governance.
But it also seeks to expand its influence over international rules for the sector. 29 nations signed an agreement to create a global organization for cooperation in artificial intelligence led by Beijing. The group intends to discuss standards, access to models, and training for developing nations. The move puts China in direct competition with the United States for defining the standards that will guide the most important technology of this generation. The Chinese Supreme Leader announced 5,000 training positions in artificial intelligence over 5 years and promised to expand projects with groups from Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Beijing is trying to use open models and training programs to gain ground where companies and governments from the United States still face cost and access barriers. The pressure also appeared in the military field. On July 1, 2026, two B-2 bombers performed rapid ground refueling rápido no solo at Joint Base Pearl Harbor-Hickam in Hawaii during a bomber task force mission. The procedure allowed the aircraft to land, refuel, and return to activity with less downtime. The Air Force itself stated that the operation aimed to increase readiness and responsiveness in the face of possible crises in the Pacific. Hawaii has gained importance because it offers the United States an advanced position to organize missions in the Indo-Pacific without concentrating the entire operation at bases closer to China. The movement of the B-2S alongside F-22 fighters showed that Washington is training for integration, dispersion, and rapid response. The activity was officially presented as a way to validate the ability to operate from different bases and respond to challenges in the region. Trump still hopes to meet with the Chinese Supreme Leader in the coming months after the trade agreements announced in May 2026. The new accusation about electoral data now becomes part of these negotiations and raises the political cost of any rapprochement.
Tonight, I'm announcing the declassification and release of critical information that reveals vulnerabilities in our electoral infrastructure.
Meanwhile, Washington brings documents, investigations, and a more flexible military presence in the Pacific. Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. Support our project and contribute financially through the Pix key that appears on your screen. We are an independent channel focused on bringing you the truth. Your contribution helps us keep going.